In this video, we're going to learn how ChatGPT works, and this will help us understand much better the way ChatGPT works and also how this can help us when creating prompts or when working with ChatGPT. Alright, to understand how ChatGPT works, let's start with an example. Let's say we give ChatGPT the following prompt. Explain what is artificial intelligence in a few sentences. Here is ChatGPT's response to this prompt. Artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human-like intelligence processed by computer systems. It involves creating algorithms and models that enable machines to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as problem-solving, decision-making, learning from data, language understanding, and perception. After getting the response, we may ask ourselves, how can ChatGPT generate the response? One of the things ChatGPT does to generate this response is word prediction. ChatGPT predicts what words and sentences are likely to be associated with the input given and then chooses those words and sentences most likely to be associated with the input. ChatGPT also randomizes some outputs so that the answers for the same input might be different. You can try asking the same question I asked about artificial intelligence to ChatGPT, but you will probably get a different answer. All this word prediction is based on its training data. ChatGPT was trained on a huge dataset collected from the internet. This means that every time it generates text, it predicts what words will most likely be expected after having learned how input compares to words written on the million of pages it was trained on. However, word or sentence prediction isn't the only thing behind the scenes. There is more. After all, ChatGPT doesn't only complete your sentences, but has the ability to respond in a conversational way. This is due to the way it was trained. And here are the 3 steps which OpenAI followed to train ChatGPT. Alright, let's start with the first step. And the first step is collecting data and training a supervised policy. In this first step, 40 contractors were hired to play the role of users and chatbots. Each training was a conversation where the human contractors acted as both the user and chatbot. The purpose of this was to train the model to have human-like conversations. This training data will be fed into the model so that the model learns to maximize the probability of choosing the correct sequence of words and sentences in a conversation. This is why chatting with ChatGPT looks more like chatting with another person rather than working with a tool that completes your sentences. So in summary, in step 1, a prompt is sampled from the prompt dataset, then a human labeler demonstrates the desired output behavior, and this data is used to fine-tune GPT-3 with supervised learning. Alright, now the next step, step 2, is about training a reward model. In this second step, the output of step 1 is fine-tuned using a reward model. For this, a prompt and some outputs are sampled and a human labeler will rank the output from best to worst. Say we have the prompt below and the 4 outputs. So our prompt is, what's artificial intelligence? And the outputs is, first, AI is the development of computer systems that can perform tasks requiring human-like intelligence, such as language understanding, pattern recognition, and decision-making, through the use of algorithms and data analysis. That is a good answer. Then we have AI involves creating algorithms and models that enable machines to simulate human cognitive functions like learning, reasoning, and problem solving, enabling them to perform complex tasks autonomously. That answer is not bad. Then we have C. AI is a futuristic concept where computers gain consciousness and emotions, allowing them to surpass human abilities and take over the world. Well, that doesn't make complete sense. And then we have D. AI is a mystical blend of computer code and unicorn tears that grants machines the ability to predict lottery numbers and interpret dreams. Well, that one doesn't make any sense. So as we can see, if we rank this from best to worst, we'll have first A on top as the best answer, then B, then C, and then D. And D will be the worst answer. And well, if a human labeler ranks the output from best to worst, as I said, they will be ranked as A greater than B, greater than C, greater than D. This data will be fed to the model so that ChatGPT can learn to evaluate what the best output is likely to be. That's how OpenAI trained its reward model. Now, it's impossible for the humans constructors to rank all the outputs of all the possible prompts a user can come up with. So, how can ChatGPT is able to answer almost all the queries that we give it? That leads us to the next step. And this is step 3 and is reinforcement learning. To scale the human taught training data to a much bigger dataset, reinforcement learning was used. This is a type of unsupervised learning which consists of training the model where no output is associated with any given input. Instead, the model will learn the patterns in the input data based on the human taught pre-trained data. So the data that was trained in step 2. In this case, the pre-trained data will be the human-taught ranking system. This system is used as the foundation for the unsupervised training stage. Thanks to this, the model only needs to process a huge dataset from various sources to learn patterns from text and sentences of a countless number of subjects. So that's how they scale the human-taught training data in step 2 to a much bigger dataset using reinforcement learning. And that's how we can get answers for almost any prompt we give to ChatGPT. Alright, in this video we learn how ChatGPT works, and this will help us when working with ChatGPT throughout this course.